I want you to think about the scariest horror icons of the late 2000s. And don't you dare think about him. Or him. Okay, he's scary, but not quite. I want you to dig back to the scariest one there is. Even scarier than any fictional story, like 2012 starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and testicular torsions. An icon so scary, so terrifying, so bone-chilling. Oh god. Okay, there we go. Slappy the Dummy, the icon of the popular kids' horror series Goosebumps, but as the cool kid I definitely was, I didn't like to read. I was first introduced to the titular doll when my best friend's mom, who was my mom's best friend, told my mom that my best friend had an interest in an underground show called Goosebumps. So since I didn't have many opinions of my own in first grade, I folded. I went with my mom to Family Video to rent my obsession for the next few years. Night of the Living Dummy 3 was the first one I rented, and I was hooked. I would go back and forth with my mom to keep renting more episodes of Goosebumps. Episodes like Horrorland, Say Cheese and Die, that weird one with the sponge.
Then it's about to get extinct.
And I kept renting Night of the Living Dummy 3. That dummy was just so interesting to me. This doll was terrifying. But I thought it was so cool. So I scoured YouTube and I found a bunch of videos of just people having the dummy arrive to their house. And I came up with this formula about an hour and a half ago. There's a formula that I want to coin, the Slappy formula. Step 1. So Slappy gets delivered to the house, is damaged, and has like a random card. Which leads us to step 2. The stupid kid recites a death spell from Papa John's cookbook. And step 3, chaos ensues. Whatever happens, what is that chaos necessarily? Watch Goosebumps, I don't know. But for most of these YouTube videos, it usually involved murder, fake blood, and ragdoll legs walking around a house. Or football.
Ready to catch it.
Okay, here I go.
Yeah, a football. I managed to find episodes that you wouldn't be able to find anywhere. Like my personal favorite, Bride of the Living Dummy, which I still have on VHS, and...
We forgot about Harrison!
What's Harrison doing in our bathroom?
It's kind of a long story.
Trust me, young lady, you're going to have time.
Harrison? Are you okay? Harrison?
Sorry, folks.
Harrison doesn't live here anymore.
Yeah, that one was pretty scary. My friend and I were obsessed and would often get together to just talk about how cool the character was. And due to this obsession, our parents took notice and gave us a gift that just kept on giving. My friend was gifted the doll for his birthday, and we were both beyond excited, shocked, and I frankly wanted to pee myself. We took it out of its plastic confinement and sat him on the couch, and we just stared at him for a very long time. 15 minutes passed, we got bored, and we went outside on the swings. But every, 20 minutes or so, we would go back in the house to see if he moved. And about an hour passed of this little game we were playing, and he moved. I went to go check on the couch, and he was gone. So I ran out to my friend to tell him the news, and we both ran back inside to see where he was. And he was back on the fucking couch. So we went back outside, and we played on the swings for a while. We were both still very paranoid. So about 15 minutes passed after that, and we both went back inside to see he moved again. And we both were... We searched throughout the house to try to find him, and lo and behold, we went into the kitchen, and on the light fixture was Slappy the Dummy, hanging with his mouth open, pants halfway off, menacing glowing green eyes just staring back into our souls. So of course, me being the bright kid I was, I ran to my parents and told them about the situation, and them being parents and me being 7, they didn't believe me. It was time for me to go home for the night. So that night I was struggling to sleep because I believed that Slappy somehow followed me home. And my mom saw that I was terrified because I thought the fucking thing was in my closet, ready to make me into a doll with his stinky green breath. You may notice a common theme where I am a gullible child. My mom confessed to me that it was my family moving the thing whenever we weren't looking. And that made me feel better for like less than a week. The only thing I was able to like take from this whole experience is major trust issues and a existential crisis at 7 years old. But even after all that trauma, I still thought the dummy was cool. So cool, in fact, that my aunt, like I just mentioned, who is my mom's best friend and my best friend's mom, got me my own Slappy for Christmas, which I immediately ripped the clothes off of and made my mom hide in the garage for about 6 years.
Don't you get it? I did fix it all!
So while watching all these masterpieces on the family computer, we were inspired to make our own Night of the Living Dummy videos. So whenever we would see each other, we would spend all night and day trying to make a film using the Slappy formula. Were they high quality? With our rose-tinted glasses? Yes. Were they planned out? No. And as we grew older, so basically like 5th grade, the stories were evolving. The stories were growing. The cinematography was getting better. So we decided that we should sit down and seriously plan to make an awesome film. For Christmas, I got the iPad 3rd generation, and it had every teacher's favorite video editing software, iMovie. After a few months of us making more films with it and our editing skills evolving, we wanted to do something original. We were going to make the most epic, most interesting, most dummy film ever. During all this time, my friend got a new dummy called Mortimer Snurd, a redhead with a positively dapper fit. We decided that for our epic film, he would be the titular antagonist. This is pretty much as far as we got for planning. The film was set across 3 different places. Think of it as a very strange vlog with the Slappy formula shoved into it. It was a very strange film narratively, the strange part being that it was just so awesome. After months of editing and making posters on Piccollage, we were finally out of post-production. There were definitely a few choices made during the film that made our parents question our decisions, some of which was the fact that it was 20 minutes long, with very poor pacing issues. My friend was killed by the doll in the final scene with a morning scene that lasted 3 minutes, with Moonlight Sonata First Movement by Beethoven playing over it. Because I watched the Spider-Man Web of Shadows trailer a bit too much and I thought I was cool. So after the premiere was all set and done, we decided to post the film to YouTube. But in later years, not knowing I could just make the videos private, I decided to delete them instead, so I can start a new YouTube channel that I don't think I ever did anything with. And after years of dropping the iPad, it stopped working, and all the data was lost. So unfortunately, the only remaining evidence of this film's existence is the memories my best friend and I still talk about to this day. And obviously with time, we grew older and we started pursuing other interests. But there's one thing that we'll always share. Our love for filmmaking and the countless hours of trauma that was brought upon by this inanimate doll.
Better ingredients? Better pizza Papa John's?
Oh, it's just Slappy the Dummy. Without any pants.